Yo, what up? So in today's video, I'm gonna show you and give you a really simple copy-paste campaign that you can run to pretty much fix a broken cold email campaign or pretty much get cold email working if you have been trying everything, you can't generate leads, you can't book calls, nothing is working. You've tried out a bunch of different variations of emails, scraped different leads, lead lists, tried all the tools. You are just trying to crack cold email and it's not working. Watch this video, use this thing, and unless you mess it up in some way, it's gonna always pull through this. I've used it a ton, and it works, and it's really simple. So yeah, I remember I actually heard about this the first time, like years and years and years ago, from one of the founders of Install.ai. You know, if you know the cold email tool, Install.ai, when they were just starting it up, they had been running it for like I think maybe like 6 months, and we were at a dinner and they told me like, hey, this is what we have been using. I was like, damn, these guys must have the sauce, obviously. So since then I've been using it a bunch. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Also, if you are wondering like, why am I learning from this guy about cold email? Maybe you haven't seen my channel, I don't know. We have run cold emails for years and years and years. We actively still do it, run an agency. We have consulted on thousands of cold email campaigns, helped hundreds of lead generation agencies fix their cold email campaigns, get better results for their clients. We've done over 30 million through cold email for our clients and for ourselves. Like expert certifications and partnerships and client enterprise partnerships. Pretty much every single thing that you can achieve with cold email, we have done it and we still actively do it. There's a lot of people on YouTube who give you cold email advice, but they haven't sent a cold email out in years. And that shows in what they are saying. So yeah, whatever. Let's get into it. So usually when people have a cold email campaign and it's not working, you know, they have the whole campaign. So every single time when I mention the word cold email campaign, I don't mean just what you write on the email, but I mean like the whole thing. So first, as the first thing in the campaign, you have your infrastructure. So you have your domains, like domains and tech in general. Then after the infra, you have the lead list. Boom. You have your lead list, and I'll make this bigger as well. After the lead list, you have like the actual campaigns or like the actual like copywriting of the campaigns, and then you have like A/B testing and inbox management and or like appointment setting. There's like a million different things. Appointment setting. So usually what happens, and again, as I mentioned, like we have worked on thousands of cold email campaigns like in the past years and consulted like hundreds of agencies on this. I see this often, like they have run a cold email campaign, and this is not just agencies, this is like also SaaS companies and whatever B2B companies, like everyone pretty much makes this mistake. They run a campaign, they follow some kind of a guide to set up the campaign, they write their copy, boom, 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 and they go and they launch it and it doesn't work. You know, it's like absolutely flops. And they're like, okay, shit, like there has to be something wrong. Like maybe it was my infrastructure, like they rebuild their infra, they go buy new domains, or they go and try to scrape a different lead list or a better lead list, or they add some kind of personalization, or they add some kind of lead magnet, or they try to send looms as inbox management. Like they focus on all these like really surface level tactical elements. And like, maybe if I change the subject line, or maybe if I scrape leads from this source and not from this source, or maybe if I buy my domains from here and not here, maybe it's gonna work then. And yes, 100%, like that can be the case. Like there are for sure a lot of cases where maybe the deliverability is just cooked and you set up the info wrong, so it never actually like had a chance to work. But if you have tried out a bunch of things, if you have followed a guide on how to set it up, if you like watched a video or bought a course or gotten coaching or consulting, and you've set it up, the infrastructure and the lead scraping, all of that perfectly, and like you've like tried a bunch of different things, like at some certain point, you just have to accept that the reason probably why your cold email campaign doesn't work is because it sucks. Because you're just not, like you're just trying to sell something that no one fucking wants. Like that's really, really common. People have, like that's like the last resort that people think, like when they think in the order of like, okay, why does this cold email campaign not work? Maybe it's the info, maybe it's the leads, maybe it's the tools, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And then like as the last resort, like after they have tried out like everything else, they think, maybe the campaign just sucks. Maybe I'm just trying to sell something that no one fucking wants to buy. And in my opinion, that should be the first thing you think about, because that's usually the reason why it doesn't work. If you have like a really, really killer offer and a really good campaign, you can scrape garbage leads and you can have garbage infrastructure and it's still gonna work. But then If you have a terrible campaign, terrible offer, you're selling like something super, super useless that no one wants to buy, then no matter how good your infra is and no matter how cool your clay workflow is and no matter how cool tech you have, nothing's gonna work. So in most cases, why shit doesn't work after multiple variations is the campaign just isn't good. And that's completely fine. Like that's expected. It should be expected. Like it's really rare for you to like every single time when you launch a campaign or write copy that you like it's gonna crush. Like that's really rare, usually doesn't happen. Like even to us, we usually have to go through multiple iterations to make campaigns work. Unless we have like a bunch of experience in the specific industry. But if it's an industry where we don't have like plus 20 campaigns we've done, like we'll probably have to test a bunch of stuff to actually find what works. So if that's the case, and if you find out that, hey, probably my campaign isn't working, I'm not generating leads, I'm not getting replies, I'm not getting clients, I'm not getting bookings, like, okay, the campaign probably sucks. So how do we fix this? How do we actually fix this? It's extremely simple. We're going to run something called the market research angle. So people always ask me like, yo, Leevi, like how do you make like a killer offer? Like how do you make a killer offer, or how do you know what to say to get people to respond and buy? It's like really fucking simple. Like the secret is like you just go ask the market. Like that's like the easiest way. Like go, hey, like man, like what would you like to buy? What would you want me to offer for you to buy? So we run a market research angle, and the email is extremely simple for this. You can pretty much copy paste this word by word. Of course, if you copy paste it word by word, it's probably not going to work as well as if you just wrote up your own version. But the gist of it is this. You say, hey, John, or whatever their first name is, you know, hey, John, I saw you are title at company. And if you use the company enrichment, make sure that you like clean up the company names. So you don't say like, I saw you are the CEO at, and then it's like a fucking crazy long company name. I saw you are the title at company and thought you'd be perfect for this. I'm writing a market research report about problem or about topic in industry, and due to your experience would love to ask you a few questions. After this, in exchange for, I can't write word exchange, for your time, I'll give you and then gift. Do you have time for a 10 minutes call next week about this? Thank you. Name. Company. Or you just do name, honestly. So this is pretty much what you say, and let's break this down. Why do we say this and why do we use this? And again, as I said, like this is a really general like outline of it, depending on markets, and again depending on like what's like how corporate the markets are and what seniority are you reaching out to. You might want to change that up a little bit, but this is pretty much what you're saying. You say first, hey John, I saw you are the title at company and thought you'd be perfect for this. So pretty much what we're first of all doing is like we're like stroking their ego. We are like really boosting the ego. Like, man, I saw that you are the marketing manager at Adidas, so like you must be fucking dialed in. Like you can go like really hardcore on this. You can like say even things like, hey, I thought you probably have insights that most of the industry has missed, or something like this. You make them feel fucking good. Like that's how, like, it's not rocket science. Like if you tell someone like, hey, I'm really impressed by your background and about your title and about your experience, and you're probably really fucking smart about this. Like, hey, I would love to hear your expertise about this and insights. And again, you're not fucking lying. Like if they are a certain title at a certain company that you're targeting, like truly their insights are probably going to be really valuable for you. You know? And you say, I'm writing market research reports. You don't have to say market research reports. You can do whatever. I'm doing research, or I'm creating this and that. But like usually market research report is pretty good, because again, then you're not lying at all. Like that's what you're actually doing. I'm writing market research report about topic. So I'm writing market research about the state of B2B lead generation in the startup space in Nordics. And due to your experience, would love to ask you a few questions. in exchange for your time, I'll give you a gift. So then this gift can be a $50 Amazon gift card, or maybe you like give them some like free service, or like one really good one that we've used is in the past is hey, in exchange for your time, I'll send you the report. After it's finished, you're gonna see like what the whole industry is doing altogether. So that's been like pretty okay. But if you can offer something like more tangible or something financial, like it's of course gonna work better. Like the better the gift is that you offer, like the more responses you're gonna get. Do you have time for a 10-minute call next week about this? Again, because an interview, we just ask for like 10 minutes. It's like really easy. And like what I have noticed in oftentimes once you get people on the phone, and like this is like people love these calls because like what you're just doing is you're just asking them questions and you're like interviewing them about their experience. Like people fucking love to talk about themselves and like their own insights. So often, even if we ask for 10 minutes, they're gonna have 20, 30, even longer. So you can just keep asking questions as long as they're on the phone, and people love talking about that stuff. So that's why I usually just ask for less time up front. You usually get way more. And thank you, name. And then what you do, like obviously this alone is really good, because what you can just do is you can just go to these calls and you can just ask like, hey John, I'm trying to like understand what startups in Nordics do for the lead generation, what kind of problems they have, what kind of goals they have. And you can just ask like hella shit, like what kind of solutions have they tried out? What are their goals? What are their problems? What are their like pains? What would a perfect solution look like? Like you can just ask like everything about that market and like understand really well like what you need to offer, because then these people are going to tell you like, yeah, we fucking hate this and we hate that and we would love a solution like this. And like you're going to hear like, let's say you interview 10 people and all of them are going to give you like different answers. You record them, you analyze them, you don't fucking transcribe them with AI like a lazy cunt, because this is like the most highest leverage thing that you can do. Like of course use AI transcription and like analysis, but like still go through them yourself. It's like so high leverage to like go through and like learn like the specific nuances that they say. Like these are things that AI can miss. So go through all the interviews, take notes, see what is like the commonality between all these interviews, and it's gonna tell you like really, really well on what you should be selling. Like a great example of this, a great story. I had a client that they were like B2B SaaS company, B2B early stage SaaS. They were MarTech company. So they had a marketing solution that they were selling, and it was like really new. There was like really no product market fit, and it was this funnel building thing. It was like for specific kind of like B2B funnel building, and there was no product market fit, new solution in the market. And I initially, when I started working with them or when I spoke to them, I was like, yeah, this like fucking crushes. This is gonna be crazy. And we started running campaigns. Nothing hits. Like every single campaign that I launched just fails. And like during the first 3 months, we probably run like 20 campaigns and nothing works. And we're just like hammering the same like value props and hammering the same angles that the founders had come up with. I was like pretty dumb back then. Like I didn't understand like what I was doing wrong. But then after 3 months, I was talking to a mentor of mine, and he was like, yeah, like you probably just have like a wrong angle. Like just go ask the market what would make sense. And I'm like, okay, bet. And we go and we run this market research angle, and we like do this. We actually get like super good prospects. I think in total we did like 8 interviews, like in the first 2 weeks. And in these interviews, like we are asking about them, hey, have you ever used a tool like this? Have you ever done something like this? And a lot of people start saying like, yeah, this would actually be like super interesting for ABM, like for like account-based marketing campaigns. Like this could fucking print. And we're like, damn, like we have never even thought about this. This has never even crossed our mind that this could be used for ABM campaigns, but everyone's mentioning it. So then the next week we pivot the cold email campaigns. We start talking about like how this is a tool to help ABM campaigns, because like that's what it was like at the end of the day. And it like fucking crushes. Like we booked like 17 meetings the first 14 days. Like we went from like booking, we booked like maybe 2 meetings in the first 3 months to booking like 17 in the next 14 days. Just because we ran this. So that's what you do. And then the added benefit of this is, let's say you run this market research angle, and from this market research angle, let's say you get 10 interviews that you run. And then at the end of the interview, what you can literally do is you just ask them like, hey, John, you mentioned a lot of these things, and we are again doing this market research to build our own service. If in the future we have like a solution that matches what you told me about, like, would you like us to reach out to you? Like, would you be interested if we could come up with something that you just described? Would that be something of interest? And like, oh, everyone's gonna say yes, of course. So then you can go, you can recreate your offer, reposition your offer, redo all the pricing and all that stuff, and just go and book them in the discos. And let's say from those 10 people you interviewed, you book them into a disco, or you don't really even need to book them into a disco. You already know so much about them. You can go straight to demo. Like, you can easily get like a few clients from there. So you can get actually paid doing this market research when you do this. Or if you don't ask them straight up in the call, what you can also do is you can message them like a few weeks after the interview and say, hey John, by the way, thanks for the interview again a few weeks ago. Actually, I was looking back to our interview notes and I saw that you mentioned this and this and this thing. And that came to mind because we are now actually doing this and we have like, I think, a perfect solution for you. Would you like to see how it works? Because again, you have built rapport, they have been able to like talk a lot, they like you, naturally there's more trust than there would be with a cold prospect. You're gonna have like super high booking rates. But yeah, that's pretty much what you run. If your cold email campaign is not printing, if you're struggling, it's probably a bad message or bad campaign or bad angle or bad targeting or something. Go run a market research angle like this and then just create your offer based on that. And boom, who would have guessed your offer is gonna be at least way better because you've asked the market actually what you wanna do. Of course, if you also run a marketing agency and you want to scale that and work with me, go check out link in bio and all that stuff. Like and subscribe. Link in bio, link in description, Agent Whatever. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.